Hi guys, Junior here. Welcome back to my channel. So it's day 19 of my 31 days of Halloween and what these films mean to me. Yes, and today we're talking about a film that almost made you want to double check about backpacking or traveling across Europe when it first came out. It caused a bit of a stir. It was quite graphic. I think it propelled the director to almost like the mainstream. Maybe I'm being a bit too strong. Maybe it did. Yeah, it did. He became very popular after that. And I'm talking about Eli Roth's Hostel. So I've got all three here, and it was when they sort of like get a bit worse as they go on, but it was the fact that it was about a group of Americans traveling across Europe, and they go to the wrong place, and then they ended up getting experimented on and hunted on for money and things like that. But when this first came out, me and my mate, his name's Pig, we have a in-joke, his name's Pigsy, and we had a friend who was going to Europe. Now, there's a line in this film where I think it's the girl is at a fairground and this guy comes up to her and there's a guy bothering her, and then another guy steps in. He says, "Don't worry, he won't bother you again." And me and my mate Pigsy, we kept saying this to our other friend who was going travelling. So every time we saw him, we kept going, "Don't worry, he won't bother you again." And he was getting really hacked off with it, but we couldn't resist. We just kept saying it all the time. And I'm just opening this up here because no, there's nothing on the inside. And they meet other people travelling across Europe and whatnot. And then there's a scene with it's with a Japanese girl. I think she's Japanese, and it's her eye. And yeah, that is something else. That scene was that made you think, whoa. And yeah, I said Eli Roth directed it. I don't know if he wrote it actually as well, did he? He probably did actually, because he does a lot. Yeah, produced by written and directed by Eli Roth. Yeah, so he come out with this, and after that he got very popular, I think it was. But it was just the fact that you had these people, these Americans coming across, traveling Europe, and then just getting caught in a whole world of hurt. We then had part two, and I think the gore on part two went up a notch from what I can remember. I'm just looking at the back now. I think the gore went up on part two because then I think you had other people, other Americans actually doing it. So they all paid money in order to do things to people that they had pent up frustration. That's it, yeah, pent up frustration, and they let it all go out for a certain sum of money, and then it turns on them in the end. And then Hostel 3, I can't quite remember what happened in Hostel 3. I'll be honest with you, I can't remember the third one. Don't know why. I probably watched this one the least, but it was decent. But when it comes to the gore factor, they certainly pack a punch with that. So that is going to be my pick for today. It was the fact that when we were where I used to work, me and my mate Pigsy used to go up to one guy, and he was only going to Paris as well. That was the weird thing. He wasn't literally going to Paris for the weekend. And we just kept saying to him, "Don't worry, he won't bother you." And he was getting really hacked off with us to the point that he would almost turn away and just walk away from us when he saw us, bless him. And yeah, that went on for about 3-4 weeks. It went on for ages because he told us we were going, and I think me and Pigsy saw this, and then we were just like, "Yeah, don't worry, we'll keep saying that to him." He was just getting so annoyed by the end of it. It was all good fun, and he had a fantastic time actually. He went to Paris and he had a good time. But it almost made you think about backpacking across Europe, but just be careful of where you go. Anyway, so that was my pick of the day. If you haven't seen these films, part one is worth checking out. Part two is good actually as well. Part three, honestly, I can't remember it, so I won't say anything good or bad about it. But they're just good fun films. I think literally they're an hour and a half each. They're not long. So anything like that, about an hour and a half, hour and 25 minutes, hour and 35 minutes is perfect length for a horror film for me. Anyway, guys, listen, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you real soon on my next vlog. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, guys.